Not today, just not. Good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, May 14th, 2024. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you're watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning.
Good morning. You're a little tired, so I can take the lead today.
You're going to have to carry the show, as always.
Let's give Ben some pick-me-up. I'll tell Ben how great he is.
So 50 signs on like a minute before we go live, per usual. Just right at the last second, I'm like, I'm tired, I'm cranky, let's get the show over with.
You should see the calls we got going on. It is summer already, man. It is crazy out there.
And we have a lot to talk about. You did send out 3 press releases. Our headlines were four-wheeler crash near Dallas leaves 1 in critical condition. Water rescue incident at Lakeside Cantina leaves 1 in critical condition. In Barron County, man arrested on child pornography charges. You sent those all out, I think, 1 on Friday and a couple just yesterday. 2 of those, of course, happened, I think, over the weekend. So we'll get to all of that. We always start with sports, but first, hey, have you ever been to Kincaid's? I think it's Country Inn in Rice Lake.
Kincaid's Country Inn, yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Where's that been my whole life?
Yeah, they got a great salad bar, don't they?
Yeah. Adam Jarkow and his wife Barbara, and then Drew and I, so the 4 of us, we like to go out for dinner, pick a different steak place or something, like 3 or 4 times a year. So we went there because my brother had recommended it. Man, not only was it good, and it was like one of those awesome small town restaurant feels, but I had a king cut blackened prime rib. It was like $35. Yeah. I mean, if I like a Happy Meal's $15. I mean, oh my! And we had to take a whole bunch of food home. We couldn't even eat it all. It was fantastic. I highly recommend Kincaid's. Well, that's on Double S. Isn't that Double S right in between Hagen and Rice Lake?
Yep. Now you know where Hagen is.
Now I know where Hagen is. That's right. I didn't know where it was before. Good morning, Dirk, and to Sharon. And hey, Mike Schaefer's on this morning. Must not be a whole lot going on in the hospital world today.
That's right. Hey, when you're a leader and you got good people, you can
do what you want.
Take time for yourself.
That's right. All right. So as always, we like to start with a few sports things. Hey, big night tonight, right? I don't know if you. Right. Caitlin Clark. I think WNBA's the game starts tonight.
Oh yeah.
The season opens. Preseason is finished, and they're playing. Which is seriously, it sounds like a local newspaper. The Connecticut Sun. It sounds like a newspaper.
Against Indiana Fever.
Against the Indiana. Yeah. So I looked up this morning and I was just curious what you know about WNBA, because clearly I knew nothing. I didn't know how many teams they had. Do you know how many teams there are in the WNBA?
18.
12.
Oh, I just guessed. I'm hoping I was right.
That would have seemed kind of logical, right? That's about half of the NBA. They have 30. And do you know how many games? So the NBA plays 82 games in a season. Do you know how many they play in the WNBA?
Not very many, like 30?
I thought it was 30, but it's 40. At least when I looked at last year's standings, it was 40. So 12 teams. And I think they're trying to get like an expansion team already, I suppose, trying to capitalize on some of the popularity they're having. I'm going to try to get into the WNBA this year. I'm going to try to like it a little bit.
I see that YouTube TV's got a WNBA package you can buy now, and you can get them all, and so it is. I saw a Facebook post, and it was from a gym teacher, and they're like, "It's finally has changed." We had kids playing basketball, and they're like, "Look at me, Caitlin Clark," instead of Michael Jordan. Shooting threes. So the gym teacher, it was not a local thing, it was a national thing, and the gym teacher said the WA finally made it. Kids are pretending they're WNBA players instead of NBA players.
That's awesome, and it slowly changes.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Good morning, Representative Gay Magnifici. So I'm going to try. It's on tonight. Caitlin Clark's their first game, and that's the nice thing. Like you and I have been talking about college girls tournament for the last 2 years. We've said it's better than the boys tournament. Women's and men's tournaments. So now some of these players that we've been watching in college are now in the WNBA. So now at least when I turn it on, I'm like, hey, I know that person. I remember watching them. So
right.
I'm going to try.
Yeah. it'll be interesting to see if they move them to some of these bigger arenas. Because the arenas they play in are very small.
I suppose.
The Lynx is pretty big. They play in the Timberwolves Stadium. It's really not the Timberwolves.
Minnesota has a team?
Yeah, Minnesota Lynx.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Of
They
those
had a
12
team.
teams, I mean, I found out about the Connecticut Sun, which seriously, just change your name. Chicago Sky, I know that one. LA, I don't know the name of it, but LA has one. New York, I think it's a Liberty. And that was like all I knew. Well, of course, now Indiana Fever. But I didn't know Minnesota had one.
Las Vegas Aces.
Oh,
That's where the other girl from Iowa went. I can't remember her
sure.
name.
You see the Iowa head coach?
Yeah, quit.
Quit. She's like, well, I'm going to go out on
Retire.
top. All right. Caitlin's gone. Hey, lastly, speaking of basketball, how those Timberwolves looking right now?
Oh man, I'm like, what? I don't know what we go out, blow them up, and then they just blow them both games at home, and so I don't know what's going to happen tonight. It'll be interesting again. The Timberwolves got to get it together. They can't. They have this great stellar performance without the defensive player of the year, and they win by 30, and they lose the next two games. So
I know. I have no idea who's going to win this now. It's going to be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else going on in the sports world that caught your attention? Monaco's coming up this weekend. Formula One. I know you don't like it, but I love it. And that's like the Super Bowl of Formula One is Monaco. The street race. It is just brilliant. So I can't wait to watch that. But that's that's it.
No, hockey and basketball's been every night. The games are close. The hockey's most of those series are 3-2. So
is there any good storylines in hockey right now?
I'm reading Mike Schaefer's post.
I listened to the show last Tuesday where the host said, I think we both did. Yep, it's over.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Who are the Denver whoever?
Yeah.
The Indiana Fever could beat them, no?
Probably. And then the Connecticut Sun could write about it. Okay, let's move on to some, more serious topics. I was going to ask you how your weekend was, but it sounds like it was busy. But, what'd you guys do for Mother's Day on Sunday?
So my brother came up. We just sat around, relaxed. Nothing really on Sunday. Obviously, I work Saturday night and Sunday night. So, yeah, it was busy. It's extremely busy right now. If this is the way summer's going to go, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I mean, I got more press releases to write here, and more things have happened. I mean, we're 5 calls deep right now as I'm looking at the computer.
What does that mean?
I mean, they're on a call, a traffic stop where we got some drugs. There's a stolen vehicle. We have 2 inmates going to the hospital. That's it right now. So,
oh my goodness!
So I got every one of my deputies just tied up right now. So if another call comes in,
you gotta go.
No, I don't have to go. I have people yet. Just like Mike Schaefer,
we
have people. Yeah. If there's something that happens at the hospital right now, Mike doesn't go in and operate. So.
That's a good analogy. I like.
Maybe he can. I don't know. Maybe he can.
He's got some time. I mean, he can learn how. All right. Well, we'll get to all that stuff in those press releases that you send out in 15 seconds after word from Spooner Health.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
So I got a card in the mail, speaking of Spooner Health, about their golf outing that we do every year. But I have tennis elbow, which I've had for 3 months. I didn't know that was what it was called. And so I got a brace. I just got it this weekend. It's supposed to help over a time, but I can't grip anything or lift anything up with my hand. So I'm already making golf excuses right now. I'm just saying. So hopefully that goes away, because if not, I'm not going to be able to play. But it's July 31st.
People.
Yeah, I can do that.
We'll host it for Mike. I'm sure everyone will come back then.
All right, so we'll start with the one that you put out on Friday. Our headline was Barron County man arrested on child pornography charges. For people who didn't see that on your page or on our page, what was that about?
Yeah, that was almost a year-long investigation into a case. We had served a search warrant several months ago, recovered all of the media equipment that we needed, phones, computers, etc. And then we had to analyze all that. So there's a machine you use to download this information. Then you get all this downloaded information, and then you got to view all this information. And as I put in there, thousands of images of suspected child pornography. And then we have to go through all of those images. Again, not me, my team. I have to go through all of those images to make sure, one, that they're not local images, they're not made images where the suspect might be in there. And then we share all of those images with the National Exploiting Missing Children, and they do some more research on those images. We have to then we find about 10 to 12 pictures that are obviously child pornography, and then we file that with the district attorney. He obviously said there was enough to arrest him. We went and arrested the suspect, who is a business owner here in Barron, and he is in custody awaiting formal charges. He might have been charged yesterday. I'm not 100% sure. We were busy yesterday. So yeah, it's those are bad cases. And I'm giving a bunch of talks this week, as we talked off the air. It's go out and talk to people week. So I've been out doing a lot of talks with different groups. I got another talk today at noon. And this is one of the topics that come up. Why is there so much of this? And one, I think we're very transparent. We release everything that we do, and we don't. And I just think it's important people know what we're doing. But these are major cases. This is why sometimes department needs extra help. We're doing another case from one of our local police departments that doesn't have the manpower to do a case like this. One of these cases takes 40 plus hours of work to do. Well, if you have a 5-man department, how can you take one person away for 40 hours just to do this case? It doesn't have to be straight hours, but again, you can't waste time. Also, you can't just say, I'll get to that next week when there's images, and you don't want anything bad to happen to a child. And I'm not saying anything did happen in this case or any cases. This is viewing of images, sharing of images, etc. That's what I mean by this. I don't mean that there's been any contact or anything like that. That's if that is, then the district attorney would charge that. So these cases take a lot of time, a lot of effort, and these are bad cases because we don't want it to lead to something else. So it's a bad thing. We arrested how old is he? 50-something-year-old. So 53 from Barron.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
That's not good if you don't know what that is. Oh boy, what I do. I think about that and about like Washburn or like Burnett County with Sheriff Finch, and their staffing levels obviously are not what yours are. It's a third. This county's a third of the size, but there's still a lot of those individuals as well. And talking about 40 hours that you have to spend, they are. I feel badly for our smaller counties and their sheriff's offices when you just don't have the resources. And by resources, I mean manpower. You just don't have it. That's not good.
And that's why people need. I mean, when we say we need more cops, I mean, if you look at the call volume. I mean, you see the logs all the time. There are about 80-ish calls a day. I mean, on Saturday night, we were running 140. That's almost double the number of calls you normally have. And some major cases, we had a domestic where we had to use OC spray. We had a drunk driver. We had 2 drunk drivers. We had, obviously, our boating tragedy. We had, it was just, there were some major calls. So, if that's the way summer's going to go, I'm going to need more cops. I don't know. Yeah. There's no easy way to say it. I just can't say, wow, we'll get through it. That's not how it works. That's not what you as the taxpayer demand from us. And so we have to monitor that. When my captain, my chief deputy, and I are all on calls, it's a busy night. So that's what we were all working Saturday night, plus the people, plus the other people we called in, plus our rec team, plus, our DNR. We had a lot of cops working Saturday night, and we couldn't keep up.
All hands on deck. Thankfully, it doesn't happen all the time. But hopefully it's not a bad omen. And speaking of one of those, the other one, so there's 2 more press releases. This one is water rescue incident at Lakeside Cantina leaves 1 in critical condition. For people who didn't see that, what was that about?
Yeah, that was an incident. Lakeside Cantina is just outside of Chautauqua. It's in the county, and 2 subjects were. One subject was trying to get in the boat, and he fell in. One of the other subjects, thought he'd probably resurface right away, didn't. So he jumped in afterwards. He needed to be rescued, so we got that guy out. Then they found the other guy, the first guy that fell in. People pulled him out. Aid was given. He was flown out. 1's in critical condition. I've been told it's not good. That's all I know. He's still technically listed in critical condition. They were from the La Crosse area, but alcohol is a contributing factor to that one. So,
all right, I can kind of connect the dots there. So without getting the details on that, but Out of curiosity, who gave the? So the one person jumped in and rescued the person that went under the water, but who was giving first? Who was giving the first aid? Did EMS or whomever the first responders get there in time, or was it passersby going, "Hey, we can help"?
I think at first it was to get the people out of the water. It was people from the bar. I mean, a lot of it was the staff at Lakeside Cantina. They should be commended, and they are being commended for their work for this. And the EMS and the Shtec Fire, Shtec EMS, Lakeview Medical Center was there. A lot of people worked on these cases. I mean, we had two people that were in the water. The water temperature is only 62 degrees, I think, was surface temperature. It wasn't very deep, luckily. So hats off to Shtec Fire and EMS again, and our ambulance people. They're the ones that do this, and then we landed a helicopter, and the helicopter people take over from there, and so all of that goes on, and then we're trying to keep people back. And obviously, when it happens at a bar, everybody wants to help, and everybody thinks they know what they're doing, and some people are,
I'm not trying to let just
yeah, no,
that makes
seriously,
sense.
Think about it. Now, everybody wants to help, and you're from a bar, and at one point, the floating dock had 30 people on it. Well, I wasn't there yet, but my captain was there, and he's like, "If you're not a fireman, get off the dock. We can't have, it just can't have it." And so I understand everybody wants to help.
Yep.
Everybody thinks they're help, and obviously, when you have a couple of drinks in you, you're more fearless. So you think you can do a lot of things you can't do. We can't have that, and so we have to get control of that. So now you've got that crowd, you've got rescue, you got fire, you got to land a helicopter. All of this goes on while we're trying to render aid to somebody, and we're trying to keep people back, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to get more people there. It's chaos. But that, again, that's why I do this show and why we talk about it, because I want people to understand this scene. It's not like we just get there and we just do CPR and we drive away. I mean, you have to investigate the crash, the boat, who was involved. And obviously when people are drinking, they don't tell you the whole story. Is it the truth? Is there video? It's dark out, so there's not video, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a tragic event. Hopefully, again, medical miracles happen, but I'm just not sure on this one. So
I don't have it in front of me, so I can't remember if you put in the age in your press release.
63 and 58.
Okay.
I have it in front of me.
And which is the one that's in listed?
63.
Okay.
No, 58. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
Oh, no, 63 was the life-saving measure. I was confused.
All right, 63. Oh, sheepers. Well, thoughts are certainly with the family, regardless how that turns out. That's. I mean, you go out, you just want to have a good time, and then this stuff happens, and they are just tragedies.
Yeah.
All right, the other one you had put out, our headline was four-wheeler crash near Dallas leaves one in critical condition. For people who didn't see that one, what happened there?
Yeah, that was Sunday afternoon, and a 16-year-old was driving an ATV, had a 19-year-old passenger, went off the trail, overcorrected, and it rolled, causing the 19-year-old to have some severe injuries. The 19-year-old was flown out. Again, we're on a trail now. A lot of people differentiate. This is an ATV trail, not a roadway. So it was the ATV trail system. And so now we got to get EMS back on this trail.
Right.
And then again, Dallas Fire Department, Dallas EMS, Mayo EMS. I think it was Lifelink helicopter. Yes, Lifelink helicopter was there. I mean, they flew that kid out. So again,
Dallas has a fire department. How big is Dallas?
No, Dallas is not very big.
And they have a fire department?
Yep. So does Prairie Farm. So, yeah, it's a small, but they get their job done. I mean, that's when
awesome.
Now it's that time of the season when we have pancake breakfast for your firemen and raffle for your firemen. I mean, these are all important things to do. If you're going to give local. We talk about that all the time. You can't be scammed when you give local. But the 19-year-old was thrown out. The 16-year-old was treated for some serious injuries, but non-life-threatening at Barron Hospital. So hats off to our EMS and fire again.
Have you heard any updates on the
deputies. What's that?
Have you heard any updates on the 19-year-old?
No, I've heard it's as bad as the first one. So they're critical.
I suppose they don't throw that word around lightly.
I
We're just going to
don't.
mark it as critical. It's probably not that bad. Yeah, if it's critical, it's not good.
No, it's bad. It's not, and it sucks when it's a 19-year-old. I mean, it
Oh,
sucks when it's anybody,
any
but
age, but come on,
you know,
19.
right, 19, and they're just. I don't think it was. I'm not investigating it. I was there. I saw it. I don't think they were doing 100 miles an hour and doing. I think they were out for a ride and just went off the trail. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. We're not investigating it, but I don't think there was any, inadvertent. They weren't intoxicated. Alcohol's not a contributing factor. All of those things are not contributing factors. Now, one was wearing a helmet, one wasn't. I mean, so again, that's seatbelts, helmets, life jackets. I know we stress it, but I'm just telling you that's it's
I know, and it's
seatbelt
fun, and you don't
protection.
think about that stuff. But just taking a few safety measures could. I mean, that makes a difference. It just does.
I'm not saying it would help. I'm just saying I don't know the answer, but I know I was told the 16-year-old had a helmet, the 19-year-old didn't. So, and I don't know if it would have made a difference. I don't know how
Don't
they
know.
rolled any of that. So. That will be, hopefully we'll be able to reconstruct that. I mean, we reconstruct that. It takes hours at the scene to reconstruct these things. The boating thing took several hours to look at the boat, figure out where it was tied up, how they were getting in, how much they had to drink, how much they did this, how much they ate. We go through all of that. And, what was there, what was going on. We got witnesses that, saw it and were there. So we got some witnesses. Now the crash is a little bit tougher because, the 16-year-old, is alive and he can tell us about it, but he's really injured. So can't go and bug him about it. So that's, again, I always love to, I don't love to explain, but I want to explain what our law enforcement officers do. And that's what this show has allowed me to do is you can feel it. I hope you can feel it through what I'm talking about and how much effort and work our officers put into these cases, not because they want to, they have to, and they want to because they want to solve this for you, your family, whoever it is. And I know everybody wants answers. There's a lot of times we can't give them answers. So, and that's the sucky part for law enforcement.
It is. Riley is going through her, she'll soon to be 16, but she's going through her online driver's ed courses. And Kenneth, who's 14, he's already talking about vehicles and how much he should be saving up for it, et cetera. So when he gets it, and we had a conversation just yesterday that, it's a lot of fun talking about what car you want to drive and how cool you look and what sound system. But don't ever forget, driving a vehicle is the most dangerous thing you will ever do on a daily basis. Right. I mean, take it seriously. Be careful. And I know we're talking about four-wheelers and boating right now, but pick anything. I mean, even a four-wheeler, it sounds like so much fun. And I'm not talking about this. I mean, anybody that's on a four-wheeler, it just seems so much fun. And they are. But one bad thing happens, that could impact not just your life, but a lot of other people's lives. Just be careful. Man, we're so prudish on this show. We really are. Come on, slow down. I mean, that's the answer for everything. Just slow down, be smart. We're like parents. Well, we are parents, I guess.
Right, we are.
So you were concerned at the very beginning of the show. You had said, hopefully this isn't something that is a telling sign of what the summer is going to be. So in the last few years, I don't recall, around this time, were there similar situations where, oh boy, I remember this when it happened last year, or this is when it starts, or is this kind of an anomaly?
No, if you remember last year, we had a double drowning earlier in May of last year.
I do remember that now.
But tons of boats out, tons of four-wheelers. We actually, our rec patrol is now 7 days a week, or tries to be 7 days a week when we're not on other calls. But I know our rec patrol on Saturday did 250 miles of patrol of our trail system, and wrote, I think, 3 citations and 1 warning. So, and met a lot of people. And now we'll be back out on the lakes. There's a lot of boats out. Chautauqua is our biggest problem. I don't want to say problem. It's our biggest lake. It's got the most cabins on it. It's got the most resorts on it. The reason that is if you look at a lake like Cumberland, Beaver Dam, those are year-round homes. So those people know the rules, know where they can't go, know where they can go, take responsibility for their lake. When you are at a resort, you come from a distance away. You're there for the week to unwind and relax. And so you might push the envelope sometimes. And so that's the difference. And there's so many of those that every Saturday is changeover day at a resort. So it's Saturday at 10 a.m. you leave, and it's Saturday at 2 p.m. the next group comes in, and they're fired up to get going. So every Saturday and Sunday, and during the week, we're then teaching new people, you can't ride on the front of your pontoon. You got to have a life jacket on. You can't, go that close to a dock. People are there to vacation and unwind, and they eat, drink, and are happy and relaxed, but you can't drink and drive. You got to have life jackets. We teach that every week with Chetek and the amount of resorts that they have. So we're spending a lot of time in the Chetek chain of lakes. We have the last few summers, but that's where our most violations happen. So again, we're not telling everybody, it's not a secret. We're going to be out there in full force, investigating things, arresting people. We're going to work our rec guys asked if they could adjust their schedule to work some night shifts to catch some of these OWIs on a boat. We don't want this to happen. We're going to be out there. We're telling you right now, don't drink and drive on your boat. We're going to arrest you. We're going to find you. We can stop you. They have reasons to stop people on their boat, just like they have reasons for that. The DNR can check different things that we can check. They work directly with us. I'm telling you right now, we're going to do traffic enforcement. We're going to do OWI enforcements. I think we're at 40 some OWIs already. Last year we only had 90. So we're already going to eclipse our number. Yeah.
Yeah, you're pacing you're pacing more than that then from last year.
Our pace is up.
And I'm assuming of those 90, well, we went through those numbers, my favorite show of the year. Back in February, I think, into January. Those 90, those weren't, it's not like they're spread out. I'm assuming the bulk of those, or a higher percentage of those, were the May through, Memorial Day to Labor Day type thing.
More traffic, more.
Right. So if you're already at 40 and it's May, but you haven't even hit the quote unquote busy season.
Correct.
That's not trending well at all. But then again, it also means that you're actually, maybe those were always happening and now that you just maybe are, I wouldn't say enforcing it more, you've always enforced it. Maybe there's other contributing factors and we could talk about that now next year's recap show.
Right.
But yeah, that is a little alarming, right?
100%. And that's the one thing, that's the one statistic that everybody listening can change right now. I mean, that we can stay at 40 right now. If no one drinks and drives in Barron County, we'll stay at 40. That'd be great.
Just do that. Done.
Yeah. Done.
All right. I think we just solved it. All right.
Right. Now we don't have to hire cops. We don't have to go to crash.
Start giving some of those cops back to Washburn County after you keep stealing all of ours.
I am hiring if anybody's looking.
Oh, stop it. No.
I'm going to call Mikey up there and Spooner and see what he's got going on.
I forgot, and I just looked at it now. I don't know how. You sent another press release. I didn't post it. I just now remembered it. You sent it Saturday morning, so Saturdays I don't work. I remember seeing it on my phone, but I didn't open it, just saying, here's a nice press release. I figured I'll post it on Sunday. I completely forgot, and now I'm remembering it, so I just looked it up, and your headline was, oh, man. I got my cheater glasses on. Link forward helps increase law enforcement safety. Yeah, I can't read this without my glasses. What was it? I'll post it right after the show. I'm sorry, Fitzy. I completely forgot to go back and do that.
Because we've sent a lot. And so, Link Forward made a substantial financial contribution to our team, our SWAT team, to help purchase new helmets. Our old helmets are going down to our patrol. So everyone now in our department will have a helmet. And again, it's a ballistic helmet. It helps protect our people, especially our SWAT team. But they made a substantial donation, and they all came in, and we went down to Link Forward and thanked them and took a picture. Huge community supporters to help our deputies return home safe.
Did they? Did you say in the press release how much it was?
No, I just said
that's fine.
It was a large donation.
If you needed new helmets, so what was wrong with the current ones?
No, they just nothing. These are new advancements. They're just a better fit for our tactical. They're lighter, but so we gave our old ones. Not that there's anything wrong with them, and again, we try to update our equipment as money and time happens. Our ballistic vests, they change over every 5 years because the technology changes, the weight changes, the stopping capability changes, and we get a grant your vest you get a 50% return on your vest every 5 years and so we rotate our vest. So again, it's Link Ford wanted to do something
Good for
good
them.
for law enforcement. And so they said, when you need something, come back to us with a plan. So I've
Shut
developed the
up.
plan for them. They're great. They're just a great department to work for or work with. And they've done some community things with us in the past. And they said, we want to do something more than a car wash or an oil change. What can we do that's impactful? And I just love that theory behind it. And that was great. So,
Wait, so they came to you and asked you?
mhm.
Really?
Yep. So,
That's
and
pretty
I work with them
awesome.
on different things, but on different side committees. They're heavily involved in some nonprofits that I'm involved in, so I do know them. But all of our car dealerships, all of our hospitals, all of our people, they're great supporters. But Lynx went above and beyond for this one, and they wanted to make an impact and keep people safe. And it's National Law Enforcement Memorial Week this week, so we want to take time to remember, Emily and Hunter and Katie, that they're out in DC right now. Their names were engraved in the wall. I watched the law enforcement memorial last night. It was a candlelight vigil last night. I watched that live. We have some of our team is out there, obviously, besides the Shtek and Cameron teams are out there. So just some thoughts and prayers for them as they travel out there with their families to remember those people. I talked to Sheriff Knudsen this week while he was on his way out there. Just hats off to all of them, and some thoughts and prayers for safe travels and the family to get through this tough week.
See, you're wearing. I didn't comment at the beginning. I totally missed it. But you're all dressed up today.
Yeah.
What are you doing today?
I'm speaking in Rusk County tonight at their law enforcement memorial.
Oh, right.
So Sheriff Wallace asked me to come over, so I'm going over to Rusk County to speak at their memorial tonight. I do have a meeting with the fortnightly women today at Turtleback. I'm giving a speech on law enforcement and some of our technology that we have here. So it's been a great week.
The what women?
What meeting? Fortnightly.
What women?
Fortnightly.
Fortnightly. So like Fortnite, which is every 2.
Fortnite. Yeah, they play Fortnite.
I mean like Fortnite is in like that's a word for every 2 weeks. Fortnite is 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't
so
know
is that what it means? Like, or is it 2 words? Fortnightly.
One word.
Fortnightly. Why is it called fortnightly? Do you know?
I don't know the answer.
Find out when you go there and
okay.
Let us know. I'm just curious. Why fortnightly? Do they meet like every 2 weeks at night? That would make sense.
They meet at noon today, so I don't know what to tell you.
They're going to be Fort Daily now.
It's a women's group. You can't join it. So
find out what that name came from. I'm just kind of curious.
Okay.
So do they invite you to come and speak? And when they do they have, we want you to talk about this, or just say, talk about whatever you want?
Well, no, a lot of times this one's about technology. They want to learn more about our technology that we have at the sheriff department, but it turns into a lot of questions. I did a talk yesterday afternoon to a group, 2 groups yesterday. I did a talk at noon and at 4 yesterday on different things, and it goes from scams to drugs to child pornography to technology. So I mean,
so it's basically like one of our shows. We're just all over the place.
I'm just going to play the show today at Fortnightly, and I'm not even going to talk. I'm just going to play this.
Find out. Don't forget. Okay. I'm going to text you because I know you're going to forget.
My mom's in it, so my mom's in it. So we'll have to ask.
Oh, there you go. Easy. Yeah. Funny. All right. What else you have going on? That's all I think we were scheduled to make sure we talked about.
I'm just looking here.
Hopefully, Dirk, when he gives us our weather update, he can explain what. So, didn't we go through this all last year? Is this going to be another Canadian fire thing? We were commenting on it last week. Boy, it's nice that we don't have any, air advisories. And then, sure enough,
but now it's clear today. So
today it is.
It must have been a small
fire. Vicky put in a link. People, Fortnightly Club. So, yeah, I can't click the link. Other people can. Yeah, I'll go to it. And maybe ask, Vicky, do you happen to know why it's called Fortnightly? I'm just curious about that. Yeah, Dirk has his weather forecast. Part 1. Today and tomorrow, lots of hazy sunshine, thanks to the fires on Barron. Again, so he's already on it. The smoke should remain elevated. Highs in the mid-60s to around 70s, lows in the mid-40s, showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night. I wonder if that's part of it.
What?
Well, he had said that it should remain elevated. So there must have been something last year where it was not elevated. So maybe it's always we get this stuff, but we just don't always see it. I don't know.
I don't think you know what you're talking
I have no. I'm just talking. Cooler Thursday with showers and a few thunderstorms. Highs in the low to mid 60s. Oh, nice. Slight chance. Boy, a lot of slight chance of thunderstorms.
Boy, it's been nice though, hasn't it? Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's been super great. Super great. And lastly, part 3. The rest of the week and the weekend, plenty of sunshine with a slight chance of afternoon and evening pop. Of course, with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Just say that every day.
It might snow. I don't know.
And with a slight chance of thunderstorms. Warm 70s. Could see 80 on Saturday.
Perfect.
It was like 84 degrees here Mother's Day in Spooner. 84.
It's crazy.
That came out of nowhere.
It did. Hey, I see Kenneth ran a track meet and got first, huh?
Yeah, 12-12.
That's pretty good.
That's not too bad. If he cut his hair, he'd get like probably a 12-9.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, that was great. I mean, he's a fast kid.
Yeah.
So he's really enjoying it. And it's the last one. So now, it's the last one because he's in 8th grade. But he's going to keep doing track for next year. So now he has to, actually go up and have more competition at a higher level. So it'll be interesting.
Take him
but he
on
loves
at the
it.
knees. Oh, no.
What's that?
Take him on at the knees. Yeah.
I like track a lot because it doesn't cost me as a parent that much.
Right.
That's why I love it. Not like hockey. No kidding. Can I play hockey? No. You wouldn't like it. Trust me. I'm not spending $5,000 in equipment.
You're
no.
tougher than that.
Like, how much are hockey sticks?
Oh, $300.
And you can't just have one because it could break. So.
Oh no, we went through I think 8 last year.
Yeah. No, you're not playing hockey. Play basketball or run.
I think if you buy them in bulk, it's cheaper. I can get them for like $170 a piece if you buy them in bulk.
That's ridiculous. Oh, that's right. Northern Lights, forgot about that. Holy cow.
Again on Friday and Saturday. Oh, haven't got to see Friday and Saturday. Yeah, Dirk was out taking lots of pictures. Go to his site, look at all of his pictures. It was just a beautiful weekend. It was crazy.
So Adam Jarko was telling me at dinner Saturday night about the Northern Lights because I said, I was sleeping. Duh. Whatever.
Right.
He goes, but you had to use your phone. I'm like, what? I thought you just look. He's like, no, you had to put it through your phone to see all those certain kind of lights. Is that true? I think he's just playing with me.
I think he's just playing with you too.
Okay. I kind of figured. He's like, no, you have to get your phone out and look through that lens, and then you get to see all the ones that are on Facebook. Those are all through this filter through your camera. I'm like, what? Is it? Because there's some people who are posting the pictures of these that I don't think they have the knowledge to do that.
A politician? I don't know if we can believe a politician.
Probably not. All right. So you have a busy day today. How about coming up this weekend?
Emma graduates from college.
Hey.
Nursing thing is Thursday and Friday. So we'll be down in Eau Claire celebrating with her.
Does she already have something lined up? I know somebody that is a health organization.
Runs the hospital.
We can hook her up. Come on, we'll
just she's probably going to move out of the area with her boyfriend, and so that's up in the air yet. But yeah, congratulations to all the graduates. So
Tara said it's true. I think she's referring to the phone. I think Adam's right.
Is she a politician? No.
that was true. And with the phone. See?
Wow.
But did you actually see it?
No, I couldn't see it Saturday night. We were out Saturday night, obviously working, and I couldn't see him. Friday night was better than Saturday, and I didn't go up Friday night.
See?
Yeah.
I think that might be onto something.
Driving down the road, and I would have been able to see it.
I think you had to have your phone out for something, some way. So. Or I don't know. Some phones have camera night mode that captures the northern nights nicely. Maybe that's it.
Smart people out there. I didn't know that.
Most of the colors are hard to see, but some can see the colors. The cameras pick up the colors between the out eyes, but yes, the colors are visible. All right, so just not as good.
All right.
Unless you have a phone. All right, hey, we solved that one. That feels nice. We actually got an answer to a question. We still don't know why we don't know why it's called Fortnightly, but 1 out of 2. That isn't too bad.
All right.
For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. 715-520-2271. Fitzy and I'll be back here next week for another exciting episode. So until then, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.